And ta-da! So we're just waiting for the teams to ready up to get this draft underway. So what do you think of the finals so far?
I quite enjoyed that game. Arthur's Tyrael isn't my preferred tank line there, but Wondercall just making that work for them. Nazeebo, fantastic hero, very, very late game orientated. He brings a lot of utility in the early game, but in the late game, with that passive stacking up, becomes really strong, really hard to kill, but his damage is also phenomenal, as you can see. I think
it was a really long game, and the Reyna also with picking up Season Marksman level 1, expecting it to go quite long potentially. That just meant him and Nazeebo were doing so much work.
We have a good saying in our group, which is that a good Nazeebo will top all of the charts. Siege damage, hero damage, XP. A good Nazeebo will take them all and run with them. Well, however, Raynor taking that siege damage off of Nazeebo.
We have the draft underway though. Yolo McSwaggins first ban out Leoric. Then we get a response ban from Wonderwall on the Zeratul, not wanting to face Zeratul on Battlefield of Eternity. Uther then first picked up here for Yolo McSwaggins, not wanting to fight against it, which they did. Wonderwall with those amazing RQQ, that Master Uther with those Divine Shields was so good that game.
Yeah.
But Wonderwall responding by picking up Johanna and then Nazeebo. Nazeebo, a range damage, favouring over the Reyna on this map. I think it's mostly because Nazeebo can put more kind of cover damage whilst defending the Immortals or even dealing damage.
I mean, a lot of space on Battlefield of Eternity. There's a lot of open areas. That's as you said, you don't want to face a Zeratul on Battlefield of Eternity because you have no idea where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Kael'thas and the Zagara are interesting pickups, though. Definitely going for that team fight. And favouring the...
I was going to say, Yolo McSwaggins favouring Zagara again, but favouring Kael'thas over Jaina.
So maybe the Jaina just didn't work for them that time. Or maybe they have a preference of Kael'thas on Battlefield of Eternity. I'm not too sure there. But interesting to see them changing it up as they're going.
Yeah. Wonderwall, similar draft so far. They can't pick up the Uther, which they had last game. Alas for them. So their ban, I think they'll probably be looking to ban out a warrior now. I would imagine Yolo McSwaggins will want to pick up Muradin. So I'm thinking Wonderwall are going to ban out probably either Muradin or Arthas. The Arthas worked really well for them last game with the Tyrael, but they are going to ban out the Muradin.
Yeah.
Which is pretty predictable. I mean, he's kind of like the third tank behind Leoric and Johanna. Not necessarily enough to order.
I'm probably expecting a support ban here from Yolo McSwaggins. Probably, as they've already got the Uther, we may see them ban Rhaegar again. We may see a Malfurion ban. Depends what they sort of want here. I mean, both of those supports are going to do a lot of work here. And they do opt for the Rhaegar.
Yes. Not seeing any of these Rhaegars with a huge healing ultimate in the form of ancestral healing. It basically zeros to 100% most healers.
Yeah.
I mean, Muradin's one of the few who you don't see it 100% in consistently. Gonna get the Reyna and the Arthas coming out for Wonderwall. They really like that Arthas tank. And couple up the Reyna and Nazeebo damage that came out last game.
Maybe they're waiting for this game to go long again, that Reyna and Nazeebo. They're just going to hope they can keep the game going until those crazy numbers come up. And we do have an Anubarak pickup from Yolo.
With
I do really like Anubarak.
Abathur pickup as well after that. I mean, wow, okay. I feel like Anubarak at this point, for this draft, is purely for web wrap. I don't think Locust Swarm should be picked up here. And it's even though it's not a response pickup to Malfurion, they know that Wonderwall are basically going to have to take Malfurion at that point. If you web wrap Malfurion, Tranquility gets cancelled effectively. It doesn't do anything. It's still, the duration still goes off inside the web wrap, but no healing is done. You take out that Malfurion, and Reyna and Zebo are going to die very quickly, especially without Divine Shield from the Uther, which they had consistently last game. And they also have the Tyrael shields coming out. So I actually, I quite like Yolo McSwaggins' draft. The Abathur is an interesting pick, though.
Well, I'd say the interesting with I'll agree with you with the web wrap definitely, because Anubarak can turn around a 4 versus 5 and turn it into a 4 versus 4 with that web wrap. Meanwhile, Abathur can be body soaking one of the lanes while he's using his hat to soak the other, giving them a crazy experience advantage every time those immortals come up. As long as Yolo McSwaggins can fight that 4 versus 5 effectively, they can just keep growing an experience lead every time those immortals come up, unless Wonderwall say, hey, no, we need to stay in our lane, we need to get a bit of experience, and then Yolo are going to pick up a free Immortal. So definitely going to be asking the questions here.
Yeah, because like you say, the Abathur are able to just keep soaking a lane, and I'd imagine we're going to get Zagara and Zebo both kind of solo bot soaking those lanes. I don't think they're going to contribute too much to taking or defending the Immortals unless it's close to them. Because if it's close to one of them, it will be far away from the other, so they can happily, the one that's close to can happily go and help their team out. But if you have those two lanes soaking constantly, you're going to get a really quick experience advantage, since a lot of this this battleground is away from lanes, away from experience, and just trying to get control of those Immortals. Level 1 Immortals, they still... Okay, all the way through, Immortals do a huge amount of siege damage. But they have just such low health early game, so I actually like the tactical decision I've seen some teams take, which is to not win the early game Immortal. It's just to completely let it go and 4 or 5 man push a lane to make sure the experience is even. Because the Immortal will gain you some sort of experience advantage, taking probably a couple towers from the first 1, maybe 2 Immortals. But then they keep the experience even, and then they fight over the Immortals in the late game, win the late game Immortals, and those push hard. They have a lot more health, they still do a huge amount of damage, and those are the ones that win you the game.
Yeah.
Now, getting into the lobby here, you guys still can't see it, but I'm just going to make sure that everything is kosher over here. I'm going to have to swap you. You're going to get swapped. I believe that is the correct team there. I could be wrong though.
RQQ, Tatsi.
I think Lark should be swapped with Cryman. Oh wait, Nick is on a different team as well.
Nick is on. Yeah, Nick is part of them. Is Bearman part of Yolo? Oh, I don't know anymore.
I've forgotten. Okay,
don't know anymore, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna swap. Yeah.
Bearman, please.
Okay, so that would be Cryman. There we go. There we go. I'm just making sure the teams are sorted. I don't want to get it wrong.
Could be interesting to muddle up their teams and make them play. I'm not sure they'd appreciate it.
You'd have all the team speak going on, like, they're over here, and things like that.
Oh, I'm disappointed that One Spike there does not have the pajama skin for Abathur.
It's one of the few skins I'd consider buying. Like, I really like the Uther Master skin, but I think when Judgment Uther comes out, I'm gonna spend money. When it finally comes out. I mean, I remember when Heroes of the Storm hadn't even been released in alpha, they were like, we've announced it. Heroes of the Storm, that's what we're going to call it. And everyone was like, yeah! They showed Judgment Uther, the Tier 2 Paladin set, and it's still not out. That's 3 years ago now, guys. Come on.
Gotta make it work. Back when it was Blizzard Dota.
Yeah, getting into this game now. Battlefield of Eternity. Team Wondercall are up 1-0 in this best of 3 series versus Yolo McSwaggins. Yolo McSwaggins fought their way tooth and nail to the finals, won out in quarterfinals, just about beat out. I forgot what team it was now.
The Yolo McSwaggins, they took out Forehead.
Just about beating out Forehead in the semis. Now, coming to the finals, they find themselves 1-0 down in this best of 3. This could be the deciding match for Wondercall. Yolo McSwaggins, though, I don't think they're going to go down without a fight, and last game was pretty close. Might take it to a best of 3. We'll see here in this Battlefield of Eternity.
Are we going to go to the Sky Temple?
Oh, I hope so. I do like Sky Temple. And Battlefield of Eternity, for those who don't know, Immortals will spawn in the middle, you fight over them, and then they push really hard. But before doing that, I'm going to introduce Yolo McSwaggins on the left here. We're going to have Lark playing the Zagara. Spike is going to be playing the Abathur. Beerman on that Anubarak, Zarnor playing Kael'thas, and Devoid not on Rexar this time, instead on Uther.
Meanwhile, for Wonderwall, we have Tatsi on the Johanna. RQQ, having that Uther taken away from him after some superb plays, he's going to instead rock on with the Malfurion. Naxaft is once again on that Arthas. Nick on Reyna, and Nazebo is being played by Kryman.
We're going to have a 5-man kind of...
So Devoy is caught in the middle of them there, picked up by the Johanna, and the finger, he's gone down. There's no questions asked there. Nice first.
The Malfurion route coming out wasn't even needed because that zombie wall placement was so good by Kryman, who's just going straight up to the top lane to go and soak up there. They have an experience advantage, a small one, but hopefully they'll keep it.
Spike initially going to that bot lane, sort of sees the 4-man down there, and immediately deep tunnels up to top. So
get more use out of his locusts if they're pushing against fewer heroes.
Yeah, interesting to see that he's playing it safe and hiding behind the wall right now. Not
Nick
wanting to.
On Reyna this time hasn't gone with Seasoned Marksman. He's gone with Give Me More, which is a greater heal. Interesting. So maybe expecting this matchup to not go nearly as long. I mean, it is a quicker map than Tomb of the Spider Queen, generally speaking.
Yeah, no, I'd say I agree there. Maybe it's just he is once again in that 4-man group without rotating between the 2 lanes, just not going to pick up as many last hits as he would have previously.
Johanna taking a decent amount of damage down bottom, but not much happening, as the first set of Immortals are spawning. Beerman actually taking a huge amount of damage on their new back, dropped to about half.
So something interesting to note with the Immortals is that any health they have remaining will turn into a shield, and while they're shielded they can fire from range, so out of range of towers, put a bit more damage down before they then have to go in and get hit. So you do want to keep those Immortals nice and healthy if you can.
Now, a good tactical advantage on this map is to, in fact, defend your Immortal instead of going straight to attack your opponents, because that way you'll hopefully pick up a kill, and that puts you at a big enough advantage to then go and attack your opponent's Immortal, which we see both teams kind of doing. I mean, Nick is posturing towards attacking Yolo McSwaggins Immortal, and he's doing so with the extended range that Reyna has.
One Spike, as I said, moved straight down to that bot lane, was looking to take his body into the lane, but upon seeing that Johanna is actually still in that lane, has come back through his gate and just going to sit there and try and keep some experience in the bot lane.
Reyna took a lot of damage there. He got stunned out by the Anubarak and the Uther, and then the Zagara doing a lot of damage. Couple that with the Kael'thas, but the Give Me More from his heal is going to, from the Adrenaline Rush heal, keeps him alive. I mean, I think without it, he would have fallen there.
Yeah, back up to full and put some pressure on the Zagara in the top lane. Neither team really committing a lot into these Immortals. 2 or 3 people each time coming in. If they get any sort of harassment, they're back. Both not stubbornly staying around. They're backing off, and we're going to have a low health one over there. For Wonderwall, they're going to get the first Immortal.
Yeah, I mean, level 1, they've got the Immortals have very low health anyway. In fact, Arthas is going to die. I believe that was top lane. I apologise for missing that. It could have been bottom.
I believe it was top. I believe it was picked up by the Zagara and the Uther. It was a nice stun from Uther there that picked that up.
Okay. Yeah, the level 1 Immortals, very little health, very little shields, regardless of the percentage left, and as you can see, falling quite quickly, but any damage it does is a huge amount of siege damage. Nick on the Reyna, able to, penetrating round his way out of trouble there, so good for him. Spike might have to worry about the Nazebo in the top lane now.
There we go, the Immortal does fall, so picking up a gate and the towers and a bit of ammo, and just above half health still on that first keep.
Yeah, I'd say 2/5. Would that be 2/5 to you?
Yeah, something about that.
Yeah. Good estimation.
Where is the Abatha? Just having a look to find where he's hiding. He's back in the top.
Having some fun there. And whilst we have a little bit of a lull, level 7 has been picked up for both teams. So I'm going to show you the talents. We're going to have an interesting Anubarak choice out of Bierman here. He's going to go Regen Master, which is quite typical, but then not into a full Beetle build. We're going to get, what's it? How do I say that? Urtricating Spines?
Urticating Spines.
That's the best I can do.
Spines. As you said, we didn't expect him to go full Locust Swarm for the ultimate, so he doesn't need to really go so much with the Legion of Beetles either. He's just going to make himself a bigger tank, and the AoE damage is going to help him be a bit more of a threat there.
Now, Zagara taking Rapid Incubation. That's fine. And Uther going for a slightly interesting build, the increased range of Holy Light and Flash of Light at level 1 instead of Conjurer's Pursuit, foreseeing a potentially shorter game, and Boundless Conviction, making Holy Radiance just do a bit more work.
The cleanse there to try and pick up on any Malfurion roots later on, try and keep somebody safe. But they are going to push this top lane after taking the brutes up there. Meanwhile,
all the other
Immortals
talents seem pretty standard for most of the other heroes. Yeah. Respective siege camps being taken, top and bottom, for opposing teams. And the Anubarak is actually in kind of a rough position there, one spike. He's moving out to the lane, maybe a mispick, but...
the Abatha, the one spike. I think he's looking to try and body soak a bit of experience, but he's not too confident about the others finding him. He's going to deep tunnel to the top lane instead and sit in that smoke up there so he can't be seen. Obviously, they will pick up on his locusts coming out of there, so as soon as these fights for Immortals are gone, he's going to have to get out.
Yeah, and again, Wondercall getting an advantage with the Immortal here. They might actually just get a full health Immortal for the second one, which would put them in a really good advantage. Arthur's actually going to get stunned out here. He's going to get stunned by the Immortal, stunned by the Uberak, not rooted by the Muffin, sorry, stunned by the Uther as well, and that's going to be a kill. Third kill of the game, in fact, on the Arthurs, in favour of Yolo McSwaggins.
Yeah. Just remember, layering CC is always strong. Always a good thing to be trying to do there.
They're still having to look to defend their Immortal, though, instead of...
cheeky spiders coming out from Nazebo. If you see, he's stepping in, throwing his spiders over the wall at the Immortal, and then stepping back out of that smoke. So they can't quite see him there with the terrain blocking it.
And despite the Reyna and the Arthurs getting picked out there, Wondercall
and the Nazebo.
And the Nazebos, Wondercall do pick up a full health Immortal.
That Immortal's going to join them in the top lane and maybe able to turn this losing little scrap they're having around, and maybe they'll be able to push with it.
Both teams with level 10, a huge Devouring Maw coming out. Nubrak mistiming his Burrow Charge. And in fact, the Hyperion coming out doing a huge amount of damage. No, there's no Locust Swarm coming out.
Yeah, he popped Locust Swarm in the middle of that fight. I'm not sure whether he picked that up in haste, but a Locust Swarm preference there for Bierman.
I mean, it's normally the go-to ultimate, but I think against this certain composition, Web Wrap is much better. However, the mistimed stun from the Devouring Maw after the Nubrak does mean that the Zagara gets picked up, the Uzi gets picked up, and the Nubrak himself dies very, very low, with the Immortal coming down, plus all that cover damage coming down from the lane. The Condemn pulling everybody in that during that fight. The Immortal, they've taken the fort and is already taken the wall, defending the keep down the top lane. Which is really, really good for the side of Wondercall.
Abatha opting to go with that monstrosity, which he was using to push into the bot lane while that fight was going on top, rather than wanting to clone a hero.
Yeah, we do get Syndragosa coming out from Arthas again. We did see that fight, and it really, really helped to have the chase against Team Yolo McSwaggins.
So the Syndragosa Hyperion can still happen.
Yeah, Syndragosa Hyperion Gargantuan is still the combo coming out here for Wondercall.
Very strong push. However, the Kelthus showing that he can still try and zone you out. There we go, Syndragosa.
Yeah, Syndragosa came out, frees the fort. It's not doing any damage for the next 20 seconds. And the Hyperion self cooldown now as well. The Anubarak actually falling really, really low. Going to get Divine Shielded out. Even with the Abathur hat on, he's taking a lot of damage. Gargantuan might get picked up here, but fantastic Devouring Maw on 4. Tranquility coming out though to heal up. Team of Wondercall. They all fall very low, all about half health, but going to get healed up by the Malfurion, and that's actually going to be 3 dead. Side of Yolo McSwaggins.
Gonna keep on pushing, Wonderwall. Wonderwall? You're my Wondercall. Anyway, sorry.
Good old Oasis.
Instead of pushing onto that bot, they do decide to take the Bruiser camp there, and they're going to rotate up towards top. They have 30 seconds before the Immortal Swarm, so they can put their lanes in a really good position. A lot of experience that can get soaked up by Reyna in that top lane as that Abathur monstrosity was pushing there.
The Abathur was in an aggressive position, but Hearthstoned himself away quite handily, and Wondercall do check all the locations where he could have been, and in fact, one where he was, had he not Hearthstoned out. Second, Bruiser's been picked up here for Wondercall, though.
One of the skills you learn as an Abathur.
Yeah.
Cease hiding away, playing hide and seek.
Fantastic position, Immortal, for kind of both teams, but I'd say more so for Yolo McSwaggins, as they're able to actually get a lot of damage onto an Immortal this time. Which is not something they've been able to do that easily, on the last one at least.
Yeah, Wondercall having pushed theirs a little bit further, but definitely good to see Yolo are not out of it yet. It looks like there might be a little bit of scrap mid.
Now, Yolo McSwaggins defending their Immortal this time.
Posturing at each other a little bit.
Decent positioning. We're going to get the Hyperion come out though.
Hyperion will do a lot of damage there.
Probably just going to zone out Yolo McSwaggins as they take the Immortal.
Yeah, it'll help push that Immortal. I mean, they already had a lead on it, so if they can zone out any defense and get a bit more damage, it's just naturally going to push a bit stronger.
Huge Syndragosa coming out, slowing down all the team. Tranquility, though, going to keep Wondercall alive. The Anubarak's going to fall, as is the Zagara. The Divine Shield not enough to save any of them. Uther's going to fall in the end there as well. That all those slows just doing work. The Condemn, the Blessed Shield coming out. Couple that with a Hyperion cover damage that we saw, which Yolo McSwaggins had to fight through. And in fact, Kael'thas is going to get picked up, and that is going to be a keep.
That's going to be a keep, and then they're going to rotate to bot where that where the Immortal is going to be pushing in at the gate. Not much ammo on the tower he destroys. They take out the gate. Meanwhile, they should be rotating around to come and help assist with the push.
Yes, definitely. And the Immortal doing some damage, and he's not going to fall very quickly at all. This is the third Immortal of the game, third in a row in favour of Wondercall.
Both games they seem to have shown this very strong objective control, just making sure they're picking up the main objectives of the map, but they're also always looking for those merc camps to put a little bit of pressure back. Very consistent here.
The second keep falls, and Wondercall are just going to back off with that. They've got everything they need. All the buildings are dead, bar the core. They're going to look to take a really advantageous team fight, and then probably push the core for the win. One spike here.
Abathur needs to be careful here.
Oh, they're chasing. I don't think they found him.
Did he spot him? I think he spotted him.
He spotted him, and there's going to be Spike dying. Gargantuan doing what it needs to. Run, little slug, and he's not going to slide away. Talent point advantage. A full 2.5 levels, in fact, advantage for Wondercall. Talent point advantage coming out here. So that's pretty big. Nick favouring this really heavy right-click build with Berserk plus Giant Killer, again on his Reyna, despite not having gone Season Marksman. Shorter game though.
Yeah, it's a shorter game. That gave me more saved him a couple of times in some of the bigger fights. Nazebo pretty much seems to be the same build as we saw last game, so very similar there. Kael'thas, interestingly, still building those bombs. Still building their... Did Snar read the patch notes?
I mean, it may be that it's still kind of the best Kael'thas build, but I feel like a lot of teams are picking Kael'thas because they're comfortable with him and because they're not necessarily used to... they're still letting the meta evolve. And as we can see, Reyna, Nazebo, Zagara, and Jaina, they've always been prevalent since Kael'thas normally gets banned. but those are going to be the big heroes coming out now. Going to see these more kind of bruiser warrior oriented kind of builds with the Arthas coming out here from next shaft. I think he's been used really, really well. The Syndragosa coming out and freezing out the buildings, allowing Wondercall to push as much as they please.
They're just running around the map picking up the Merc camps now. So you saw they took the bot, they took the mid. They're looking at that other bruiser camps, but the Immortals are coming up. So they're going, okay, no, we'll have the big boss themselves. You're going to see a team fight in mid.
Yeah, you're going to have the Syndragosa coming out. It's going to land on the Anub'arak and the Kael'thas. Phoenix coming down, laying some cover damage. Not actually doing that much though. The Uther stunning out the Johanna. She's going to use her trait to get out of that. And in fact, the Anub'arak and the Uther getting caught out there. Uther dying, able to Divine Shield the Anub'arak, but he's not able to get out for a fantastically placed zombie wall. Hyperion coming down, laying some extra cover damage. Not actually needed, I don't think. Doing what it can, but the Immortals are fighting, and in fact, with that advantage, 30 seconds on the sideline for Yolo McSwaggins. I think Wonderfall is just going to come in and push us and go for the win.
Hopefully they don't make the same mistake here that Forehead made earlier in the tournament, but with 10 seconds they do look like they're going to get a lot of damage down on that core, and we might be seeing the end now. You are right here, that Tranquility trying to keep Fury up.
The more landing on him, blocking out Tranquility, but 5%, and that is a core dead. Congratulations to Wondercall, winning out the finals 2-0 versus...
Getting some epics and a set piece there as well.
Versus Yolo McSwaggins, so well played to them. They will receive the prize pool of the €25 to the winning team. So congratulations to them. I thought it's been a fantastic little tournament this week.
Yeah, has been very good to have joined you this week, Stefan.
Oh, I'm happy to have you along. Just happy to be able to do these tournaments again. So this is the first Heroes tournament eSports will have been able to host in a short while. Mostly because I'm the glue that holds the Heroes part together, and I've moved house, so I'm home now and I'm settled and we're all good. So yeah, congratulations to Team Wondercall.
Yeah, congratulations to them, and hopefully they'll come back next week to defend their title. Yes, the sign-ups are open. Jump onto esportswall.com and you'll see there is the Heroes tournament. As Stefan's also said earlier, there is the League of Legends, there is Hearthstone. What else do we have there?
Rocket League is the fault.
Rocket League.
So yeah, we will be hosting another one of these tournaments next week, again on Wednesday, same time, starting 6 PM Greenwich Mean Time, or 7 PM, I think it's CET, Central Eastern Time?
No, it will be 6 PM BST, because we're still in British Summertime.
Oh, okay, and, British Summertime, ugh.
CEST, Central European Summertime.
Okay.
So yeah, otherwise people might show up an hour early and wonder why we're not live.
Well, it's better than showing up an hour late. At any cost, thanks all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. And if you can, get 4 friends and sign up. We had a great little tournament here, and hopefully we'll see you guys as part of the next one. Until next time.